Do you find it hard to socialize? It's a common question that many introverts grapple with. In a world that seems to favor the outgoing, it's not always easy to step out of your comfort zone and interact with others. Socializing, however, is not just about pleasing the crowd. It's a key component to personal growth, and it can open up doors in your professional life too. But don't worry, being introverted isn't a life sentence to solitude. We've got some strategies to help you out. First, let's get something straight. Being an introvert isn't a flaw. It's simply a personality trait that influences how you interact with the world. Contrary to popular belief, introversion isn't synonymous with shyness. Shyness stems from a fear of social interactions, whereas introversion is about how you recharge your energy. Introverts typically recharge by spending time alone. They lose energy from being around people for long periods, particularly large crowds. On the other hand, extroverts gain energy from other people. They recharge by being social. That doesn't mean introverts don't enjoy being around others. Quite the contrary. They can thoroughly enjoy social situations and be just as sociable as their extroverted counterparts. It's just that they may need some alone time afterwards to recharge their batteries. So, how can introverts navigate social situations without feeling drained? Let's move on to our practical tips. Scene script. Tip number 1, start small. As an introvert, you might find large social gatherings overwhelming. That's perfectly okay. Instead of plunging headfirst into a sea of people, start with smaller, more intimate gatherings. Invite a couple of friends over for a quiet evening or join a small book club. This way you'll have the opportunity to connect with others on a deeper level, without the pressure of a crowd. Take regular breaks during social events. It's a common misconception that being social means being on all the time. It's perfectly fine to take a breather, step away for a moment, and recharge your batteries. You don't have to be the life of the party to be social. Engaging in one-on-one conversations can also be a powerful tool. When you're one-on-one with someone, you can delve deeper into topics that interest you and create meaningful connections. Remember, it's not about how many people you know, but how well you know them. Quality over quantity is a mantra that holds true in social interactions, especially for introverts. It's not about having a vast social network, but about having meaningful relationships. You might have a smaller circle, but the bonds you have with the people in it are deep and strong. Remember, the goal is not to become an extrovert, but to find balance in social situations. You can be an introvert and still be social. You just need to find the approach that works best for you. Following on from our first set of tips, let's move to tip number 2. Embrace your strengths. As an introvert, you possess a unique set of strengths that can be harnessed to your advantage in social situations. One of these is your ability to listen. In a world where everyone is vying to be heard, a good listener is a rarity. You have the power to make people feel seen, heard, and understood. Use this strength to connect with others on a deeper level. Another strength of introverts is their propensity for deep thinking. Instead of shying away from this, use it to stimulate interesting conversations. Delve into topics that interest you and share your insights with others. You might be surprised at how many people value thoughtful conversation over idle chatter. Now, preparation is key. Anticipate social events and prepare for them in advance. Think about possible topics of conversation, questions you might be asked, and how you could respond. This can alleviate some of the anxiety associated with social encounters. Finally, find common grounds. Having shared interests makes conversation flow more naturally and reduces the pressure to perform. So join clubs, attend events, or take up hobbies that align with your interests. You'll find it easier to strike up conversations when you're passionate about the subject matter. By embracing your strengths and preparing yourself, you can turn socializing from a chore into an enjoyable experience. So, to summarize, let's revisit our journey. We've explored the landscape of introversion, understanding that it's not a barrier but a unique perspective. We've delved into techniques and strategies, not to change our essence, but to enhance our social interactions. And we've seen how this can empower us, transforming perceived limitations into strengths. So introverts, embrace your quiet power and step confidently into the social sphere. Remember, it's not about changing who you are, but about adapting to different situations. You've got this.